friends, welcome back to my channel for another episode of Vlogtober. I'm going to do my face and my hair in what I'd like to call Primp and Chat, or Chat and Primp. Y'all tell me which one y'all like the best, Primp and Chat or Chat and Primp. Let me respond to my sister right quick. So let's see how I can get this Primp and Chat popping. I'm gonna start with prep. My face is completely washed and clean and prepped and ready to go. This is witch hazel in here. I have run out of my Mario Badescu skincare, and I don't live near an Ulta, and I wasn't going all the way out of my way up to 85 to get to one on this good week. So I ended up just going to CVS, and most of you know that witch hazel can be used as a toner. So I have a couple of favorite toners, but maybe I'll talk about that in another video. And does anyone else hate the name witch hazel for something? Why, of all the names for a product, why witch hazel? I'm gonna have to look that up. It's gonna bother me until I find out. Alright, so I just moisturized with a little Dermasil. I am out of my Nivea Soft, which if you follow me, you know that's my fave. So what I'm going to use to prime today is the Pore Professionals Pro Balm to minimize the appearance of pores by Benefit. I have this teeny tiny little one, and there's some left in it. And you can rest assured, I paid $12 for this teeny tiny little thing. The stuff actually works really well, but I usually forget I have it because I've used it so sparingly. It has such a fresh smell to it. That's the way to get me with a product. If it has a really refreshing smell, that's gonna help a lot. Spray the sponge so it'll already be wet. I'm gonna pour a little of this onto the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna go ahead and dab this on. So let's see, we're moving into the last 48 hours of October, moving into November, which means the holiday season is officially in. And holidays bring such a range of emotions. I think Thanksgiving is probably my favorite. And for one, because fall is my favorite season. If you know me, you know that. So I love the fall weather. I love the fall season. So naturally, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays. Also, of course, the family time. And we can jump right into the important topic of singleness during the holidays. And I think that plays out differently for different people. But I know, a lot of people deal with holiday blues. A lot of single people deal with holiday blues. A lot of people deal with holiday blues, period. When it comes to like maybe missing family members that have passed, or even maybe family members that are unreachable, or maybe dealing with illness. It can be pretty tough, but for singles in particular, of course, holidays are the times when all the family comes together. So it can be a huge reminder of the notion that something is amiss in your life, when for all intents and purposes your life could be just fine, exactly the way God ordained it to be in this particular season. It could be less the thing of feeling out of place and more the thing of just wondering, like, why is your life so backwards? It just depends. And then other times it's like, wow, people don't even ask me about it anymore. I guess they've given up hope too. It's really a touch and go thing. So if you're watching this and you're not the single person, and you have family members or friends that are coming home for the holidays that are single, or that you will be going to see, just know that it's touch and go. Know that, don't assume where the person is with their singleness. Don't assume that they're sad and down in the dumps, because that can be offensive. But also don't assume that they don't still want that to happen in their lives. Ask good questions. And when I say good questions, I do not mean when you get married. That wouldn't classify as a good question for most of us. Although these days I'm actually relieved when people ask me, about, you know, marriage and family and things like that. Because what I found is that, surprisingly, some people actually think that there are people who have been like surprised, like, oh, you know, I didn't think you wanted that. And so I know that sometimes people really don't mean to be offensive when they're like, when you get married, you know, what's going on with you? In some ways, it's a compliment of like, your marriage material. We already know what's up, so we just want to know what's going on. Where are you with it? Are you dating somebody and you ain't told us about it? You know, what's up? What you doing? So it just depends. If you're approaching it like, what's wrong with you and what are you doing wrong? Now that is what you don't want to do. Lesson you have a word from on high, and you know for sure it's God. That's what you don't want to do. Approach the single person as if there's something wrong with them or as if they're doing something wrong. But I see no harm in wanting to know like how they feel about their singleness and how you can pray for them. You want to know what are their desires. I did a video on this, I think Valentine's Day of this year. I did a video on how to like respond in a wise fashion to your singles in your family, at your church. I don't even know if I put that on YouTube. I think I may have just done that on my Facebook page. I'm not sure. Either way, I will try to find that video and I will link it somewhere so that you guys can get to it. But so yeah, singleness in the holidays. As far as me personally, and not just generally speaking about singles, I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as my mind frame goes, I'd give myself a 7. I would give myself a 7. Like, I feel like I'm doing great. I have my moments where I'm just like, this is backwards. But then there's other times where I'm like, ooh, God, thank you so much. You are so good. Thank you for this very unique blessing. Because your girl don't feel like none of that right now. But yeah, I have my moments. I think like any regular person that is in my age bracket that always saw themselves with a family, and here you are without one. And you don't really know exactly how things are going to go. But you do know that God knows just what He's doing. Those places in my life where it's like, yeah, God knows best. Okay, we good. All right, I see you. I see you. I see what you're doing. I don't see all of what you're doing. I wish you go ahead and you know, clear up some of these other little blurry spots. But overall, in the grand scope, you've shown me that I can trust you. That's pretty much where I am when it comes to singleness and just when it comes to life in general. When I actually look back on some of the mind frame shifts that I've had just in the past 6 months, it's just some things that are kind of switching around for me. But the foundation of who I am, who God says I am, is still the same. But there's some impact as it relates to what I will tolerate in my own life, what I will tolerate from myself and other people. So that's important. But also, when it comes to the judgment, I was talking in counseling the other day to my counselor, and she mentioned some things that I had said in that session and in the previous session. And she mentioned that while the things I was saying may have been true, I needed to take the judgment off of them. Like, some things are true when it comes to the way you feel and the way you responded, but they don't always need a judgment as good or bad. They just are. There are some things that just are. And, you know, we tend to tell ourselves a story as it relates to things that happen in life, and we classify them as good or bad. And then when it comes to ourselves, sometimes we judge ourselves in ways that is like, God isn't judging you. They are saying that's good or bad, or you should have did this or that, or you should have felt this way or that way. It just is. It just is. Take the judgment off of it, and then taking the judgment off of it will help you to actually feel those things and move through those feelings into what were you supposed to learn and how is it that you can respond now. So that's an important insight for me when it comes to dealing with past experiences, as well as how I am currently navigating life, how I am currently responding to situations and people. So it's been so much easier for me to have mercy on others than it has been for me to have mercy on myself. when it comes to like value, when it comes to worth, when it comes to identity, I've just been able to kind of dig in and see some new levels of like self-concept. Your sense of identity is kind of changing in some ways. So, um, that's been exciting. It's been interesting, but it's been exciting. And with that, of course, comes a change in the way I view others in relationship to myself. I'm grateful for that journey. All right, so that is done. I'm going to turn this off now, and I'm going to do my brows and come back. So, all right, I'm wearing a satin lined beanie. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And so, from what I can see, these are still very supple. Um, they're completely dry. It actually takes a couple of days for my hair to dry completely, so they're completely dry. And as you can see, the shrinkage is really, really real. I'm just going to take these out and see what we have. So I actually need a trim right now too. So my hair is still very moisturized even after a week. It's still moisturized. I don't know how well you guys can see the moisture on my hands, but one of the ways I have been managing my schedule in this good fall weather has been to keep my hair moisturized and covered up. And I absolutely love wearing head wraps. I have for a long time, even before the natural hair craze. I remember back in like early 2000s, I would do wraps, mostly like where they're tied in the knot in the ball in the back. Almost 20 years ago, because it's almost 2020, and that was early 2000s. I was wearing it, so I've always loved wraps. They're just so signature to me, and they just are such a nice expression of personal style. So I've been loving wearing them, but the past couple of days I have been missing having my hair out, so I'm glad to do this, but I really am hoping I can find the time within the next week or two to do mini twists. This has been a year. It has been a beast. Some beautiful things have come of it, but there has also been some very hard things that I personally have experienced within my own family. My dad's side of the family and one of my mom's sides of the family has had some pretty severe losses as far as losing loved ones the past year. So it's been a year, and I feel like I've been so busy in the midst of all of it that I really haven't had the chance to process it. Even just expressing it here, that even though things have continued to move along, it's been a difficult year. This is actually not looking bad. It doesn't look super shiny, but it is definitely still moisturized, and I can feel that in my hands. You guys probably can't see it because of the way the light is situated, but this is not looking bad at all. So this is what I'm working with. I still need that trim, and so I will make sure I get that within the next day or so. Maybe I will do that on camera so that you guys can see it when I do it. But yeah, so this is actually better than what I anticipated, because when I twisted and moisturized it, I didn't do it so that it would be a full twist out. I did it to let it dry so that I could go back and do the mini twists, but the mini twists never happened. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Primp and chat, and there will be more of these coming. I also hope that you have enjoyed Vlogtober. Catch up on those if you haven't seen them all. I started on the 7th of October, I believe, and here we are at the end of the month. So go back and check those out, catch up with me, and look forward to some more Primp and chats coming your way. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you do that. Tap the notification bell and share this video with your friends. I'll make sure that I list the products that I use below so that you can test them out for yourself. They did a pretty good job of keeping my hair moisturized, and I literally did not bother my hair other than pulling it back to put on my beanie or to protect it from wrapping it. That's pretty much all I did to my hair, and it maintained the moisture for about a week. So that combination worked pretty well for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this Primp and Chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.